You are fine until one sentence lands the wrong way. Your partner says, "I just thought you would understand." Or your manager says, "Don't take this personally." And suddenly, your throat tightens before your answer comes out. You blink at the carpet between your shoes and wonder why your body got there before your words did. Nothing dramatic has happened yet. No one raised their voice. The room still looks the same. But your face is already trying not to betray you. And that is the part people misunderstand. Crying easily does not always mean you have decided something is devastating. Sometimes it means your body caught the pressure before your language caught up. The tears arrive before the story. Then shame rushes in to narrate it. You think, "Not now." You think, "I look ridiculous." You try to make your eyes behave like this is a normal Tuesday conversation. But your throat has already closed around the sentence you have not found yet. If the tears came before the explanation, maybe the problem is not weakness. Maybe your mind noticed too much, too fast. Later, you walk away from the conversation and the sentence keeps changing shape in your head. You hear it once as harmless, then again with that pause before it, then again with the look on their face when they would not quite meet your eyes. By the time you get to the hallway, you are not replaying one sentence anymore. You are replaying the room around it. The carpet pattern, the half-open office door, the way someone went quiet right after. Your hand is on the cold metal push bar, but your attention is still inside that moment. This is where people get you wrong. They think you cried because of the words, but the words were only the receipt. Your mind had already charged the full total. Tone, timing, a face that did not match the sentence, the social risk of answering too honestly, the pressure to stay composed while also figuring out what just happened. That is a lot to hold in one body. Tears can show up when the room becomes too information-heavy to keep pretending nothing is happening. You are not dramatic for noticing the air change. You may be exhausted from noticing it before anyone else admits it changed. In the meeting, nothing is technically wrong yet. The fluorescent lights feel too white. Your laptop fan keeps pulsing like a tiny engine. The blue Slack dot appears beside a message that says, "Quick note when you have a second." Then your manager says, "Don't take it personally," in that careful tone people use when they already know you might. You keep your face still. You nod like you understand, but your eyes start burning because you are not just hearing the feedback. You are holding the lights, the fan, the message, the tone, the faces around the table, and the effort of not reacting. All of it is asking for space at the same time. That is why a normal room can suddenly feel expensive. Not dangerous, not dramatic, just expensive. Your system is spending energy on things other people may have already dismissed. A buzz from the ceiling, a shift in someone's voice, a notification you cannot answer yet. The tiny performance of looking calm while your body is doing math under the table. So when tears rise, they may not be proof that you are fragile. They may be the overflow point. Your mind is not making a big deal out of nothing. It is trying to sort too many inputs before one more social demand walks in. This is why you can leave a meeting and feel wiped out even if no one yelled. The room did not attack you. It just kept charging you. At the table, someone says, "I'm fine," and everyone else keeps eating like nothing happened, but you see their thumb rubbing the rim of a water glass. You hear the small drop in their voice. Then someone makes a joke, and it lands a little too loud. No one has announced sadness. No one has asked what is wrong. But your eyes start burning because your body is already answering a feeling the room is trying to skip. This is one reason crying can feel so confusing. You are not reacting to what people said out loud. You are reacting to the emotion leaking around it. The hand that will not stop moving. The smile that takes half a second too long. The careful way everyone pretends not to notice. Some people read a room like it is background noise. Your mind may read it like it is happening close enough to touch. In 2014, neuroscientist Bianca P. Acevedo at the University of California, Santa Barbara, studied 18 married adults in the highly sensitive brain and found that higher sensitivity scores predicted stronger responses when people looked at happy or sad faces of spouses and strangers. Acevedo saw stronger activity in areas linked with emotional awareness and empathy, including the anterior insula and anterior cingulate. So another person's feeling may not stay outside you as a facial expression. Your mind can treat it like something close enough to matter. That is why the glass rubbing, the dropped voice, and the too loud joke can feel like more than details. They can become emotional input your body starts carrying. You are not a sponge. That sounds too passive. You type a calm answer, delete it, and stare at the blinking cursor like it is asking you to be a better person than you currently feel like being. The other person sent a cold K. The 3 dots appeared, vanished, appeared again, then disappeared for good. Now every version of your reply sounds wrong, too needy, too sharp, too defensive, too easy to twist later. So you sit there, with your thumb hovering over the keyboard, trying to write one sentence that will not start a second problem. And this is where the tears can show up before sadness has a name. You are not crying because one text ruined your life. Your eyes burn because your mind is doing 4 jobs at once. It is reading the tone. It is guessing the meaning. It is predicting the next fight. And it is holding back the reply that would feel good for 5 seconds and cost you all night. That is not confusion. That is too much processing happening under pressure. A person with a lighter filter might just answer, "Okay," and move on. But your mind is building the whole map before it lets you move. What do they mean? What will they say if you push back? Will silence look cold? Will honesty make you look unstable? Will being too careful make you disappear inside the conversation? That is the moment your face starts leaking what your mouth is still trying to manage. Tears are not always the loss of control. Sometimes they are the price of using control for too long. You hold it together until you are sitting in the parked car with the engine off and your work badge still warm against your shirt. All day, with that manager, that parent, that partner, or that friend group, you made your voice smaller. You chose the safe version of every sentence. You smiled at things that made your body go quiet. Then the door closes. No one can watch your face anymore, and the tears come less like sadness than the cost of swallowing every honest response. This is the part that gets missed when people call you sensitive. If tears happen almost everywhere, your system may fill faster than other people's. A crowded subway, a sharp tone from a stranger, a movie scene that catches you off guard. That can be how your body takes in the world. But if the tears mostly come after one person, one house, one job, one group chat, then the tear may be pointing somewhere else. Not just inward, outward. Your body may have learned that in that place, being honest has a price. So it waits. It laughs at the joke. It says, "No, that makes sense." It keeps the peace so well that nobody notices what it cost. Then, in the car, with your hands still on the steering wheel, the bill comes due. You are not crying because you are too much. You may be crying because you had to become too little for too long. That difference matters. One version says, "My system fills quickly." The other says, "This place keeps making me shrink." And if you confuse those two, you might keep blaming your personality for what a pattern keeps doing to you. That night, Your phone is face down on the nightstand, but the conversation is still awake in your body. You keep going back, not to prove you were right, but to find the exact second your face stopped being able to help you. Maybe it was the pause. Maybe it was the look. Maybe it was the way you made your own answer smaller before it even left your mouth. Or maybe it was that familiar feeling that if you told the truth plainly, the room would make you pay for it. This is the part shame skips. Shame only starts recording after the tear. It points at your wet face and says, "See, you failed." But the useful information is usually a few seconds earlier, right before the tears. Something changed. Your body noticed a cost, a consequence, a pressure to stay acceptable while something in you wanted to object. So the tear is not the whole story. It is the timestamp. It marks the second your system hit a limit before your mind could build a clean explanation. You did not cry because you were weak. You cried after something became too much to keep holding politely. So the question is not, why am I like this? The next time your eyes start burning in the middle of a hard conversation, notice how fast the shame tries to explain it for you. You press one fingertip under your eye. You take one breath. For a second, you can feel the old story reaching for the words, weak, dramatic, too much. But maybe the tear is not the verdict. Maybe it is only the visible edge of everything your mind had to notice before your mouth could organize it. The tone you caught, the answer you swallowed, the consequence you measured in half a second, the effort it took to stay reasonable while something in you was already at capacity. That is the cleaner sentence. Tears are not always proof that you lost control. Sometimes they are the place where control ran out of room. So if your face gives you away before your language catches up, that does not mean you failed the conversation. It may mean your system reached capacity before your words did. Not weak. Not too much. Full. If this names something you usually have to defend, comment overflow. Just one word is enough.